My husband and I are in our mid-40s, married over 20 years and have 3 beautiful children, all double digits. I do love my husband, but I don't know if I am physically attracted to him, not because of his looks but of how he lives his life. My husband is a good man, treats me very well and is an amazing father to our children. Physically, he is tall, broad shoulders, no skinny or athletic, but not obese. He is a big guy with a big beard, big arms, big hands. He is built like a linebacker. He can physically intimidate people with just his presence, although he never goes in to intentionally do that. He can control a room and has a very masculine job he excels at. However, the manliness ends there. This is why I may not be attracted to him anymore, if I ever was. He is not handy. It's not that he doesn't try to fix or do things around the house, but he cannot build anything. Anything he does fix never looks or works right. A lot of times we have to hire people to do fix or build things for us. He doesn't drink, he will go out once in a while and have a couple of beers, but he doesn't drink at home. My husband isn't into any manly stuff. He doesn't hunt or fish or do anything with automobiles, and is not big into sports. He has taken the kids fishing and shooting, just so they have the experience, but he does it just for them. He really doesn't have any hobbies. I begged him to take one up, so he started building Lego sets. He's in his 40s. He loves going to movies, he likes cooking. I never have to cook when he is home, and he does a lot of the house cleaning. I will give him this, he doesn't play video games or board games, unless family time, or do anime or any of that. He is not controlling in bed, sex is okay, but I want him to take charge. I won't say anything about this to him. I wouldn't know where to start. I do love him. It's not that I want him to be a drunk or macho aggressive jerk, but sometimes I just want a man to take charge and fix things and be a man. This is bad, I know. I feel bad saying it, just needed to say it. Update 1. I received some messages from people telling me to have a conversation with my husband. I decided to. I thought for quite a while about what I would say, how I would say it and tried to think of questions or statements he would have that I thought about responses to. Last night we had the talk. Kids were at work in friends' houses. We were sitting outside enjoying the fresh evening air. I brought it up. In short, nothing went as expected and I am as confused about my marriage than I ever was. I began by telling him that I love him. I love he is a great father in person. However, there were some feelings I could not shake and there were some changes from him that I needed. I talked about his hobbies, changing it up a bit. Working on our bedroom, what I wanted out of it. I explained in the most sensitive way that I could about how I feel about his personality and overall measure as a man. I did not use those exact words, I was more gentle. However, in order to move forward with our marriage, I felt I needed to be honest. I did tell him that I wanted honesty from him as well and wanted him to tell me what I could do to be a better wife. I know I cannot ask him to change without having some myself. I never expected his reaction. He literally just stared at me. Said nothing. Emotionless reaction. No anger, sadness, acceptance, nothing. Just stared. I said everything I wanted to say. I was looking for response. I got none. After sitting in silence for a while, waiting for some reaction or words, I just yelled at him to say something. At least tell me what I need to work on. The only thing he said to me last night is I knew who you were when I married you, I am not going to ask you to change anything. That's it. We sat in silence for at least an hour after that. Our oldest then came home from work and he went to talk to him for a while, not about our conversation, but how work went and stuff. My husband did not sleep in bed last night, he slept on the basement couch. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to feel. I do feel better about telling him how I felt, but not as great as I thought. I really do not know how to feel. Maybe that's a sign my marriage is over? I can't feel anything about it? I should be happy I said it, sad he won't talk to me, angry for no response, but I have nothing. Update 2. My last update I laid out what happened about talking to my husband. He spent that night and last night on the couch downstairs sleeping. We haven't talked about our conversation. He has talked to me, but not about that and the talks we have are short. We have had our kids around all weekend so I never have gotten the opportunity to sit down with him and with him sleeping downstairs, I figured to just give him some space. I don't know how to proceed. I have talked with a co-worker about this, just to get advice since I needed someone in my life to talk to. He advised me to give it a bit of time to let my husband talk to me, but if there's no change offered by him then it may be time to tell him that we need to separate. I don't want to do that, but it may come to that. I want him to see where I'm coming from and I want him to tell me what I can do to change. That is where we are at. No real big update, but I will give him until the end of the week. If he doesn't initiate anything, I will. Update 3. I am not having an affair with my coworker. I went to him after I was having these feelings about my husband. For advice only. There is no emotional or physical affair going on. I go to him for advice, he gives it and I either take it or I don't. He is not pushing me to do anything, it's just his advice. I literally have no other friends or family in this area or I would have gone to them. Also, these are my feelings about my husband. I have tried very hard not to feel this way, but can't stop. I don't know how many of the angels and pure people on this app are able to control their feelings so well, but you obviously are better than I am. None of you have ever had feelings you couldn't shake or feel bad about? If you say you have, you are a liar. I posted on my feelings because I am genuinely confused/scared and don't know what to do. Update 4. I am not cheating on my husband. It's a co-worker. We have talked a few times about it. We only have texted a couple of times. We don't talk about feelings for one another. Just someone I asked for a little guidance from, and he was nice enough to give it. Yes, my husband is a good man. No, I am not a piece of crap for having the feelings I do. I stand by talking to him about my feelings, because that is what people do in a marriage. If my marriage is over because he cannot accept what I have to say or change the small things I want him to change, then so be it. But I am done posting. Thank you to the people of Reddit for absolutely nothing. Op, I need advice. Op, nah, fuck that, I'm going to go insult my husband. Op, wow, no one gave me advice, so now I'm going to tank my marriage and blame my husband and Reddit today, not on purpose. I cried in front of my wife. I am not much of a crier, not in private or with someone. In fact, in the 23 years, 20 married, my wife and I have been together, she has only seen me cry 3 times, the death of her father, the death of our daughter, and one wacky time I was loaded up on some funky stuff in the hospital. Why did I cry? No GD clue. Had some stuff pent up in me for a while, I guess. We were just laying in bed talking, I just started crying, couldn't stop it, then I let out a couple of things that were on my mind. She just held me for a bit. Then it was done. Conflicted on it. I really am. I feel better than I have in a while, but I also feel like a pussy. I feel like I will now be less in her eyes because of it. She never did, nor will she ever tell me that, but it's how I feel. While it feels good, I don't want it to happen again. I need to find an outlet to handle stuff before I turn into a crying, whiny sack of crap. That's what I got. Edit, I think I may have not communicated well enough in my post and there may be a misunderstanding for some of you. I know it's okay for people to cry, I am only stating that even though I know that, I feel like I shouldn't have done it. Feels good to let stuff out, not so good thinking back. My feelings and logic are conflicted on this. Edit 2, wow, what a reaction. A lot of people read, commented and messaged on this post. Thank you all. I just want to add a couple of things. Why did I make the post? I think mostly validation for what I felt and looking for ways not to do it again. Whether it's okay or not, really hoping a way could be found to release whatever is pent up inside of me a different way. I have never been told to not cry. No one has ever said those words, at least that I remember. So I don't know where it comes from. Many have commented on my amazingly beautiful wife. I appreciate all the comments because she is amazing and I love her. We have been through everything a couple can have gone through. Whether it is the loss of a child, financial problems, loss of family members, medical issues, and we have gotten through the decades together without a raised voice, raise hand, name calling, separations, or any of the other problems I read about in other relationships on this platform. I love her now as much as we first met. In fact, one of the reasons I was so conflicted about this issue is because it came at a time I didn't think it ever would. We were lying together because we had just had sex. Doing our post-coitus cuddle thing. I did not cry during sex, did not cry about sex, it was about 5 minutes or so after, while we were talking. Which conflicted me a little bit more maybe. I am in my mid-40s. I've seen my wife cry once in a decade. She's seen me cry probably at least once per month lol. I posted a few days ago about crying in front of my wife. You can see it in my history. Anyway, many recommended therapy, I thought about it and went. I was able to use our employer-sponsored employee assistance program and get in right away. Anyway, never had done therapy. Plan to go in and lay it all out. Everything about my marriage, my work, all of my thoughts. I have a good marriage, but like most after 20 years, I look back on some times with resentment and mild disappointment. I thought I had a lot pent up in me and was going to let it all out. I went with the plan I wasn't going to let the therapist talk. I was just going to let it out. Do it once, then be done and never need it again. Never get pent up and cry again. Wasn't gonna let the therapist talk. I was going to take control. I was lucky, met with someone with decades in the mental health business. Cut through my stuff really quick, cut me off when I needed it and asked some good questions. I reflected on his questions and spoke honestly. The more I talked, the more I realized I have nothing to talk about. Nothing. My marriage? My wife and I have been together for a long time, a couple of dead bedroom time periods where I was rejected and I built up minor resentment. But that's not now. We are healthy and doing it a few times a week. I have no resentment. Had already worked through it. It made me realize I was wrong and stupid to resent over nothing and promise myself to stop. Yes, we have had medical issues we have overcome together, loss of a child, none of those things came up and it made me realize just talking about it that it was so unnecessary to build resentment over being rejected for sex. Talk about the job, been doing it over 20 years now. Moved up the ladder. Making money and feeling good about where I am at. There have been some decisions made by those above me that I have considered irrational and unnecessary, but as I was talking about it, I felt stupid bringing it up because it was so trivial and there's nothing I can do about decisions made by those above me. I guess at the end of the day, I realized talking about it made me realize quickly that my problems are so small and inconsequential that I shouldn't let it build inside of me. In that aspect, therapy helped, the one session I did. But I don't think I need it anymore. I truly believe my stuff was out there. I am a happy guy in a happy place. Some of you will have a problem with me saying this, and that's fine. Your path is yours and mine is mine. I have no problems with therapy, but I don't feel it's for me. I will never knock another for doing it. My wife, of a couple of decades, posted on here and other places about me not being manly enough. I had not seen it because I was not scrolling through this or other subreddits at the time. In fact, I joined this subreddit just for this. My wife knows I'm posting now. I had a friend send me one of the posts because he thought it was funny and it reminded him of me. Turns out it was me. She admitted it, didn't hide it. No reason to hide it. I'm not even mad about the post because everything she said in the post is true. From what I am like to what she said to me. I guess I am just posting this for a couple of reasons. First, she is getting way too much hate. Not that she doesn't deserve some, but it's going too far. It's her fault for posting and continuing to read comments and DMs. Second, I guess I wanted to post because she posted. I figured it kinda evened us out a little. My wife and I are married yet and living together. We are having a rough patch, like all married couples do. She hurt me. I think we will get over this hump. A lot of things were said on both sides and we just have to navigate those words right now. There is no coworker anymore.